Hello and welcome to the Streamline Shine podcast. My name is Steph Bolton and I'm 1/3 of Bolton Virtual Solutions, a team made up of me, Mum, and my two daughters, Sam and Amy. Our family virtual assistant agency's absolute passion is helping time-poor female entrepreneurs with those ridiculously long to-do lists, because we all know how they get longer instead of shorter, so that they're able to focus on doing what they love. You're going to want to stick around if you find yourself constantly just doing this thing quickly instead of spending time with your family, or if you look at your list of tasks and feel like crying, or even if you're just simply wondering how to manage your time better and delegate to your team. We're going to be covering topics from social media to marketing, systems and processes to outsourcing, and so much more, so that you can see what's possible for you and your business. So let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Streamline Shine podcast. And today we're joined by the amazing Siobhan Mears, who is not only a business strategist and mindset coach, but she's also the founder of two other businesses, the Biz Collective and Elevate Base, which she's going to tell you about shortly. And Siobhan is on the podcast today to answer my questions about her journey as a female entrepreneur and how she's made things happen so that she's able to work smarter and not harder. So welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me, Seth.
Always welcome. Always welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to dive straight in. So
Yeah.
my first question, we're going to come to your backstory very shortly, but please can you tell us about your business now?
Okay, so my business now, wow. Well, we're nearly at 7 years in business and it's evolved so much from when I first started out. My business now is primarily focused, it's the Mears Collective. So it's primarily focused on supporting female founders. And it's a business growth agency. And it's for those that are ambitious who are ready to scale their business. So they've already had some success, but they want to go to that next level and they want to scale with some strategy, some structure, and sustainability. And by sustainability is they are sick of the feast and famine. They want sustainable growth in their business, but they want to do it without it being overwhelming anymore. So they're tired of things being overwhelming, maybe too manual, and lacking clarity. So we come in and we provide the clarity, the structure, and the support to grow their business.
Love that. I mean, what business owner doesn't need that in their life? Okay, so when did you start your own business and were you doing something different to begin with?
Yes, my business has evolved massively. So I started my business nearly 7 years ago. At the beginning of May, it'll be 7 years. And when I first started out, so I left the corporate world and I started my business, first of all, as an income source so that I could maintain my maternity leave. So I was on maternity leave from the corporate world, didn't want to go back. So I took some of my learnings from the corporate world and started out with what a lot of people do is providing business support. So like virtual assistant, operations management, OBM style support for my clients. I then quickly built up a team around me and they were doing more of the admin support for our clients. But we quickly realized there's a lot of value in setting up systems for our clients. And I equally realized that my clients needed more strategic support. So they might have worked with a business coach or mentor, but sometimes they were still lacking that strategy of how to build their business sustainably, so that it has more ease and it's more streamlined, which is, I know what you talk about a lot, Steph, as well.
Yeah.
So I was really passionate about how I'd grown my business with my baby daughter at the time. I knew what it felt like to feel burnt out, frazzled, on demand. So I built the business into a growth agency so that we could help people work smarter.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's evolved.
Amazing. So let's move on slightly. Tell us about what your big focus is for this year and why you've chosen it as your focus.
Okay, so I have two focuses, one for each business, I'd say. The top focus for the Mears Collective, or for the work that I do, is to create more ease for business owners who are perhaps already at six figures and they want to really expand into multiple six figures, but they're not just bothered about the money, it's about impact. So they've hit the growth stage. They are feeling frustrated, they're feeling overwhelmed, they want to grow their business, but they're fearful that it's going to mean doing more and they just don't have enough hours in the day. So I've created a really powerful space that we're launching at the beginning of June, and it's the Vault Mastermind. And it's for women that are unapologetic about their growth, but they're very impact driven. They want to grow their business in a way that feels good and doesn't compromise their lives. So I bring in that operational strategic mind. I also bring in mentoring. I'm also a qualified mindset coach. So I'm bringing in the mindset piece to really enable them to step into their next level self. And I'm so excited about creating that. So I'm inviting women in for that. And that will take us through to the end of the year. So that's a big focus for me, and for the women coming into my world. And then for my other business, which is a very new business founded this year, which is Elevate Base, which is a tech platform. It's an all-in-one, again, it's aligned. It's all about making your business easier. Automation, systemizing your business, creating more impact with your marketing, CRM. So really a focus for that is to grow that business because it's very new, and to be able to help more people to work smarter.
Yeah. That's what we always say. Working smarter, not harder is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, it is the ultimate goal. And I think at times in business, it can feel like that's impossible. When you are,
100%.
you're down in the weeds, you're the decision maker. Sometimes the clients that work with us do have hired a small team, but they're still very much into the weeds of the business. So we want them to step up and really take that leadership role. But that comes with having the right processes in place, the right systems to support you, and definitely the right team around you so that you are able to focus on that next level growth.
Yeah, I love how you described that. I think you made that sound so effortless, the way you described that.
There is the messy middle, so we know that. We must
Of
acknowledge
course.
you've got to feel the pain and the burn sometimes. You've
Yeah.
got to feel how uncomfortable it is to know that you don't want to work like that anymore. It's like anything. So some people have experienced burnout, they're frazzled, they want to throw the towel in on their business. It's not what they thought it was. So I love to bring clients back to the vision for their life, really. What do they want it to look like? Is this the business that you wanted to create? Sometimes we're disillusioned and we've lost our way. So I love to bring them back to what their vision for their life is and what impact they want to make. And then it's building the business around that. But there's so many tools, there's so many automations, there's AI, there's systems, there's amazing people like yourself that can support women and anyone in growing their businesses. So it can actually be as easy as that, but it's about giving ourselves a permission and releasing some of that control, which is a scary bit.
Definitely. That's not an easy thing to do. First of all, recognizing that something needs to change is probably one of the hardest. And then alongside that, recognizing what needs to change and actually making moves to do it as well, to make it happen. Delegation, we find, is one of the hardest decisions for a business owner who's never done it before. So, just letting go of the reins a little bit,
and just gradually. And when they do that and they, it's about having that trust and relationship. But also, as you know as well, it's building those processes. It's what we help clients with as well. It's like the systems in the back end so that it supports you in delegating, doesn't it? If you know that there's a good process there and you can hand that over and grow your team, sometimes they need a strategy to help them feel at ease about what it might look like and what those steps are and the whole process around delegating. It's all about empowering our clients.
Oh, definitely.
Take that next step.
Having the faith in themselves is the best bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Making sure they've got that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what would you say is the importance of finding your tribe as a female business owner?
Very, very, very important to me. It's been a pivotal part of my journey, to be honest with you. And as I'd say most entrepreneurs have experienced, is when you go into the world of business, you're not just going through business growth, but you go through a huge personal growth journey because you have to work on yourself. So you're investing in yourself, your mindset, different, another level, another devil, as they say. So having the right people around you, and that's one of the reasons that I've created this mastermind, honestly, is because having the right people around you to support you. I've built amazing friendships in business that really get where you're going. So you might have a coffee with them school mums and sometimes they won't get where you are and you dim your light a little bit because it sounds like you're bragging. Or if you talk to family members that you see their eyes glaze over because they haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Or you just feel like you're going on about it because we are so passionate about our businesses that we live and breathe it in many ways. So having those around you that get it, that really make you feel like you're not alone in those decisions is so helpful as a sounding board. But I think it's a second to that, and that's again why I created this space, is having the right people around you is so important as well. And by that I mean people that are maybe a few steps in front of you, similar level to you. Because sometimes after a while it's important to be inclusive and collaborate with people of all levels, I think there is something about proximity of you being similar to the five people you surround yourself with. And if you're not feeling it stretched and expanded, then you can often be the biggest fish in the room. And there's not so much growth from that. So I think it's always about challenging yourself to be around others that are ambitious and growth minded, because it keeps you striving to whatever that next level is for you, your full potential.
Yeah, I can relate to that as well, because I think, especially in my first couple of years, I hardly did any networking, and it was such a lonely place. Like, I mean, we've got the same coach, haven't we? But I met three of my amazing friends who I couldn't have done this journey without, through her. And if I hadn't have pushed myself to invest and get a business mentor, then I would never have had those. And I think it could have ended up very differently without that support around me and the understanding that they bring as well.
Yeah, I've always valued having mentorship or coaching, and I've worked with a variety of different coaches and mentors depending on what I'm focused on at that time, uh,
Mm,
and different experts, not just mentors or coaches. It might be an expert that I brought in,
mm,
a sales expert, it might be a marketing expert. So I always believe in looking at the gaps in your business and who you can bring in to support you, and that's so important. Somebody that's lighting the way before you.
yeah,
And that's what I find with a lot of my clients that work with me. They want somebody to hold their hand on the journey, not because they're not capable. They are extremely capable, successful
mm,
people, but it doesn't feel fun doing it alone. It can be quite scary at certain times. I
definitely. When
think
you want a
having
bit of
support.
advice, who do you turn to?
Yeah,
Like,
you need to soundboard, like something's happened
mm,
here, or what do you think my next move should be? So
mm,
I always offer that level of support with my clients as well. And that we have chat support, whether that's on WhatsApp or Telegram, and voice noting to feel held at all
mm,
times, I think is important. Obviously, we have to trust our own judgment. No, there comes a point that we have to be
yeah,
not too reliant on others. We need to be able to trust our own judgments. But having that expert support is so valuable. I feel it gets you much further faster.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. Okay, so this is probably a very popular question, but I do love hearing people's answers because they've all been really, really different so far with these interviews. So, if you could go back to when you first started, or if you were talking to a brand new business owner, what one piece of advice would you give them?
Mm.
And this is hard, I think, because it's hard to choose
So
one bit of
many.
advice.
Yeah. I would say, first of all, I think, I can talk about strategy, I can talk about investing yourself. I think I was going to say invest in yourself because it's important for the growth.
Mm,
I would say I've also made bad investments as well. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
so I would say before that, I would say work on your mindset. That's
Mm,
why I brought mindset work into the work, how I work with my clients, because it's been pivotal, as I touched on before, about the business growth journey as a personal development journey. Because the
mm,
mindset is what can hold you prisoner to your full potential. And I think that self-belief. So believe in yourself. But
mm.
sometimes saying the word believe in yourself is not enough. It's just not.
No.
You can listen to them, you can listen to affirmations, you can read the books, but I think doing some work on your mindset will always pay dividends, because
Mm,
you need to believe yourself. If you're showing up and you're trying to sell yourself and your services and you don't believe it, they're not
yeah,
going to believe it. If
no.
you don't think you can walk on that stage and deliver a talk, then you probably won't, and you'll never know what that feels like.
Mm,
You need to be able to work on your mindset, because it's the first decision comes here in your mind before you can bring it to reality. So I think
mm.
mindset is everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I first started in my business just over 4 years ago now, um, mindset wasn't even really a thing in my life. I'd obviously heard of it, but I didn't realize until quite a way into my journey how important mindset was, and
Mm.
how important it was to work on yourself before anything else. Because, like you say, you're not going to be able to sell your offers. You're not going to be able to build relationships. You're not going to be able to sign clients unless you've done that work first.
Definitely. And it's definitely, I resonate with what you're saying. I didn't know all that straight away. That's why I'd advise somebody else, don't wait
Yeah,
to find out further on because
yeah.
it's all much harder. You will be faced with fears that you've not processed before.
Mm,
All of those limiting beliefs, all of the fears, all of the imposter syndrome, all of those will come up to play when you're putting yourself out there.
mm,
And it can be so amazing if you work on them because it's the biggest gift you'll give yourself. But I definitely didn't know that before. I'd read books, podcasts, but not on deep mindset. But I remember reading my first book was not first book, but the first book on this was Gym Paradox.
Oh yeah, I love
And
that
that
one.
was that really was insightful about the
Mm,
ego mind and all of that. And I'm fascinated. It fascinates me so much that I've geeked out on it over the period of the 7 years that I decided to then, train in it as well,
mm,
because I realized how much it helped me on my journey. And I
yeah,
realized if I hadn't done that work, I would be way back, undercharging myself, not believing myself, and maybe not taking that leap. And it doesn't mean that you have to have wild growth expectations. You don't have to be, but even just fulfilling what feels good for you, potential. So yeah, that's a huge part of my journey, and I would highly recommend somebody don't wait and go through all the pain.
no,
If you can
no,
do the inner
do
work
it
before,
first.
yeah,
Yeah,
work on that because the rest will flow from that.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I like that answer a lot.
Hmm.
Okay, so what is the big, massive, huge dream for you?
Oh, I'm very ambitious, many. Big dream for me. I would say I'm living a lot of it now, but I would like to expand on it further.
Mm.
Um, so I would definitely want to bring more mindset coaching. I qualify in that this year. So my mindset
Oh,
coach,
amazing.
I'm learning more modalities this year. So I
Yeah,
want to bring more of that in because I want to impact more women in the world. So the way that I can do that, I feel, is by really helping them, not just the strategy, but with those limiting beliefs, so they can fulfill their potential. So I'd say impacting more women in the world for transformation.
yeah.
Not just business strategy, not just systems, but transformation so that
Mm.
they can, evolve like a butterfly into who they were meant to be. I think that will be extremely rewarding. So I'm excited to see that journey unfold over the next year or so. And then I think, I love travel. I used to live in Saudi Arabia. I worked over there some years ago.
Okay.
So I would love to go back to having more global reach with my business, I think, and travel more for my business, whatever that looks like, impacting more women and more global reach.
So we're going worldwide
We're
with
going worldwide. I do
you.
have clients in different countries. I've worked with clients in Australia, Dubai, Canada,
Mm.
all different places. But I'd love to impact more women. And I know there's people out there in all corners of the world. And I think I find that really interesting.
Yeah,
I love meeting people from different cultures and
yeah,
experiencing that.
yeah.
I think it'll
Very
be exciting.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Okay, cool. So, with your big goal in mind, then, when we go global, tell
Mm.
us how you streamline things in your business. Now, this should be a really good answer coming from a previous VA or OBM candidate.
Yeah, OBM, yeah.
So whether that's your systems and processes, managing your time, having boundaries, things like that, what have you put in place to help you achieve this big goal?
Lots. So my team do full system builds for clients. So as they've done for our clients, I've had them do for the business as well.
I
So
should think so too.
yeah, I need to be practicing what I preach. That's one thing.
Mm,
It's important for me to have integrity. If I'm out here telling you to do something, I need to be doing it myself. So I naturally use the system that I built out, which is Elevate Base, the other business. So that's why I created it. It's because we were streamlining client systems. So all of their onboarding, their sales processes, all of that, we were automating in all kinds of different platforms. And we
mm,
had clients using a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this platform. And it was zaps here and there, and it was okay. But we knew that we wanted to bring things all in one place. So I created this platform. So I actually have put my whole business into that this year as well to make sure that I'm experiencing it and testing it and tasting it while we're selling it on to clients as well. So for me, I have onboarding automated. I have sales funnels in my business, and I am looking to create more digital products as well. But I do see the beauty of having my all systems and processes down. I do have processes in place so that my team can cover marketing or anything like that when I'm away, so the balls don't drop. So I'd say I'm pretty good. There's always room for improvement, and it's a case of making sure that you update those processes because it's not a one and done. You know that already. It's like
Mhm.
if I choose a new platform, have I update that in the processes? But I do, it's ever evolving, but I do practice what I preach, and I use our platform Elevate Base to automate all of the onboarding as well as the marketing, the email
Mm.
marketing, all of that in there. So, and we even automate our sales pipeline in there. So it's all really, really helpful.
Okay. So that probably leads me on quite nicely to you telling our listeners where they can find you and what your current offer is.
I think I've shared that already, but throughout the journey, because the things that you talk about is exactly what we're both passionate about, aren't we?
Definitely.
Yeah, so you can find me. I'm very active on LinkedIn, Siobhan Mears. You can also find me on Instagram at the Mears Collective. But I am also sharing a little bit more behind the scenes, or I will be over the coming weeks on TikTok. So you can find me Siobhan
Ooh,
Mears. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing a bit more about me and a bit more about what my
exciting.
passions and interests are. So a little bit behind the scenes if that are
Mm,
on there. And the offer, I mean, I do have the mastermind coming up in the Mears Collective, but I think my main offer would support your audience, I feel, would be Elevate Base. So it's like an all-in-one business solution to automate the way you work, to make things more seamlessly, but also to help our clients create more impact. So you can have your courses in there, like Kajabi, your digital offers, your email marketing, your funnels, all in one place, which for me is a dream. No
that
more.
is it's epic. I did have a look at it when you
Yeah.
launched it, and it literally is an all-in-one.
Yeah, it literally covers most things in one place. So for me, it's so much easier. There's one bill, it's one solution, and it's
Mm,
all under one roof. And the beautiful thing about it is because I have worked and my team have with so many clients on building out the systems and process and platforms, what we've created is a university, a full scope of videos so that people can be empowered to build this out for themselves. So we've really understood where the gaps are, and it's built with our clients in mind, so we know exactly what's needed. So
yeah,
I would recommend that people check that out, and it's Elevate Base,
yeah.
and have a look at what we've got to offer there.
Amazing, amazing. You really should go and check out Elevate Base, by the way, because it is
Mm.
epic. I did
Thank
have a very
you.
good nose at it.
Yeah, thanks so much, Steph.
Right, so that's it. That's it for today's
Oh, great talking to
podcast.
you.
So
Great
thank you
talking
for
to you.
coming and thank
Thank
you
you
for answering
so
any
much.
questions.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
No
As always.
problem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Streamline and Shine. If you have questions on what we covered inside, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at bolton_virtual_solutions, or you can email us at teambolton@boltonvirtualsolutions.co.uk. We absolutely love hearing from our amazing community and are always here to support you. If you'd like to be interviewed on a future episode, please drop us an email letting us know which topic you'd like to speak about and we'll get back to you. See you on the next episode, lovelies. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Streamline and Shine. If you have questions on what we covered inside, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at bolton_virtual_solutions, or you can email us at teambolton@boltonvirtualsolutions.co.uk. We absolutely love hearing from our amazing community and are always here to support you. If you'd like to be interviewed on a future episode, please drop us an email letting us know which topic you'd like to speak about and we'll get back to you. See you on the next episode, lovelies.